Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we are back. I'm feeling well, guys. I'm feeling well. Thank goodness. Um I I got cured before the first day of school. If you don't know, yesterday was actually the first day of school. And the first day of school started great, but this I thought school will be like for the whole day, but a huge rainstorm actually um, occurred in the middle of our class, and when what time was that? It was around 12 p.m. The announcers, the announcers or it was the principal. The principal announced that the school is now is suspended for today, so we can go home. And I went home, and when I got back home, I wanted to make a video, but the problem was what you call that? We don't have any lights, and the reason because the storm actually broke one electricity pole that is near my house, and that sucks. So yeah, and now it's actually August 23. I'm actually going to edit this today, and we're gonna post it today because in the few days I'm actually not post a video. I might actually post like in Saturday and maybe Sunday. So yeah, let's read the comments. Aikvech, hey, really good reaction. So you are not feeling well and hope you feel better. Thank you. Still some buffeting noise from the fan. Yeah, I made it just number one and I placed it in front of my chest. So yeah, in any event, it is not really a big deal. You should make sure to do whatever you do to make it be cool. Okay. Well, get feeling better. The whites in Russia, were monarchists and anti-communist republicans. Germany was responsible for sending Lenin to Petrograd via train, right? Was it via train? If correct me if I'm wrong, via train. Germany sent Lenin to Petrograd via train. I should probably look that up after making this video. The greatest tactical victory, but greatest strategic loss. This idea and the Zimmermann telegram were both from the desk of Theobald von Bethmann, Hollweg, Chancellor under the Kaiser. Oh, okay. Okay. We're here. I'm gonna start recording. Oops, I didn't start recording. Okay, I'm very, very sorry. Anyway. Here we are. Oh, it started. Okay. Okay. Still 0. There we go. Now the recording started. Thank you very much. And here we go. This is World War I, 1918 by Epic History TV. The curtain. What the heck? Oh yeah. There's still a storm that is happening, and I hope we don't run out of electricity. So. Let's get it. Like last year of the war.
1918. After 3.5 years of war, the Allies are in crisis. Russia has been rocked by revolution, and its new Bolshevik government has signed an armistice with the Central Powers. Thousands of German troops will be freed up to fight on the Western Front, where the carnage of trench warfare has already claimed more than 1 million lives.
The song.
But Germany is also desperate. Britain's long naval blockade has led to shortages and social unrest at home. While America's entry into the war brings fresh manpower and vast resources to the Allied cause, Germany faces inevitable defeat unless it can win a quick victory on the Western Front.
Kaiserschlag, the Kaiser's battle. Oh, okay, I heard about this, and is this like the last draw? Is this like the last thing that they were gonna do, like the Kaiser's battle. Is this the last? Maybe let's go. It's only 30 minutes, so Kaiser's battle.
US
Okay.
President Wilson announces his 14 points.
Oh, 14
They outline
points.
his vision for a post-war world, including an end to secret treaties, a reduction in the size of armed forces, self-determination for the people of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and an international organization to settle future disputes.
The United,
But
no, not
most
the United
European
Nations.
leaders dismiss his ideas as
Not the
wishful
United
thinking.
Okay, first of all, I thought of the United Nations. Oh god. Was it? I don't know.
At
I forgot the name.
Brest-Litovsk, Bolshevik Russia signs a peace treaty with the Central Powers. Russia gives up vast amounts of territory in exchange for peace. 500,000 German troops can now be redeployed from the east to the Western Front.
What? They gave up lands? I didn't know that. Yo, okay. The what you call that again? The Brest-Litovsk. Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that again. Oh, okay. But even though they gave up lands, they these lands will be independent nations.
Deployed from the east to the Western Front, where German General Erich Ludendorff plans an all-out,
Whoa.
last-ditch offensive to win the war.
Wow. Nice.
Ludendorff's spring offensive
First of all, this is new. This is a new layout. What the heck? I actually saw a video made by Epic History TV about the Psalm, and I saw the layout. This looks familiar.
catches the Allies off guard. German
Operation
stormtroopers,
Michelle
using new
or
infiltration tactics, help to overwhelm the British Fifth Army,
March.
which is soon in full retreat. The German advance threatens to split the British and French armies, with disastrous consequences. So French General Ferdinand Foch is appointed Supreme Commander of Allied forces to coordinate strategy.
Verdun, Luxembourg.
Outside Amiens,
Metz.
British and Australian troops improvise a defence and finally halt
British and-
the German advance. The German offensive switches to the north, targeting the Channel ports. But the British inflict heavy losses on the Germans and prevent a breakthrough.
Dawn of air power. Dawn of air power. The dawn of air power.
Above the trenches, the First Air War continues to escalate.
The Red Baron.
Each side now has more than 3,000 aircraft in service on the Western Front. But by 1918, the Allies have won air superiority, thanks to greater resources.
That does make sense, yeah.
On the 21st of April, Germany's most famous pilot, Manfred von Richthofen,
Manfred von Richthofen, right? Richthofen was the name? Was the name right? Richthofen. Manfred von Richthofen, the Red Baron. Yeah. After the Red Baron was brought down, the Allies gave him a funeral. That's to honor the Red Baron. Ooh, I heard about that. Yeah, this is the
the
photo.
Red Baron, is shot down and killed
Shot
near
down.
Amiens. With 80 victories, he's the war's highest-scoring ace, and is buried by the Allies with full military honours. Britain's new independent bombing force launches a daylight raid against Cologne.
Yeah, but in World War II, there's nothing like the funerals. No, there's no funerals for like high honored maybe pilots, high honored generals, because it's like good versus evil. The Axis powers versus the Allies.
It marks the beginning of Britain's own
Cologne
strategic
bombing.
bombing campaign. On the ground, Ludendorff's offensive switches south, targeting the French.
General Ludendorff.
German troops advance 30 miles, but are halted at the River Marne, just as fresh American divisions enter the line.
There we go.
The US 1st Division is the first to see combat at the Battle of Cantigny. 3 days later, the US 2nd Division wins victory at the Battle of Belleau Wood. By now, there are nearly 1 million American soldiers in France, with 10,000 more arriving every day.
Okay, first of all, I'm not those people that say, oh, the Americans saved the day. To be honest with you, they've been fighting there, and it's impressive that they fought like this trench warfare and defended their land, you know. I'm not those type of people that say these like the Americans saved the day. No, I'm not those. Besides, they joined the war very late. It's like the last year of the war.
The fourth phase of the German offensive leads to a 9-mile advance, but is finally halted by a French counterattack.
Where's the
In
Austrians?
Italy, Austria-Hungary launches an
it's
attack at Asiago.
Oh, I forgot. Whoops. I forgot the Italian front.
And the Piave River to support Ludendorff's offensive in France. But it's repulsed with heavy losses, and morale amongst the Austro-Hungarian army collapses. British and French troops land at Murmansk in northern Russia. It's the beginning of Allied intervention in Russia's civil war.
Oh yeah. Okay, so first of all, before, after the Treaty of okay, I'm just calling the Treaty of Brest. I was wondering what did they do? Like, what if just Russia send Germany and Austria-Hungary and Ottoman Empire some supplies, but then I forgot there was a civil war happening in Russia. Okay, Allied troops land, to intervene.
On the side of so-called white or anti-Bolshevik forces.
Or anti-communist and monarchists.
On the Western Front, the Germans' final attack is defeated in the Second Battle of the Marne. Ludendorff's offensive has cost the Germans more than 600,000 casualties and has failed to make a decisive breakthrough. Germany's final gamble has failed.
The final gamble, the collapse.
The Allies now go on the attack. At the Battle of Amiens, British, Australian, Canadian and French troops, supported by tanks and aircraft, advance 7 miles in a single day. General Ludendorff calls the 8th of August the Black Day of the German army. German troops are exhausted, hungry and demoralized, and begin to surrender in their thousands. The Battle of Amiens begins the Allies' 100 Days Offensive. Trench warfare is over. The Germans are in full...
I don't know much about the 100 Days Offensive, so I hope he says some details about it. So, yeah.
Retreat.
Yeah, by the way, sorry for the commotion outside. Just you know, what word was gonna use? Just don't mind, just because they're just doing some stuff outside, so I'm just making this video so that I can post it today.
In the Balkans, a new Allied offensive at Dobropolje breaks through Bulgarian positions. The overstretched Bulgarian army collapses, and 2 weeks later, Bulgaria signs an armistice. In the Middle East, British-led forces defeat the Turks at the Battle of Megiddo.
I just realized, you know what? Germany was the one that carrying the much pressure and the much the much offensive, because his allies doesn't look like they can win a long war. First of all, Austria-Hungary is a very unstable country with a lot of ethnicities, and it looks like it's gonna collapse because of that. Bulgaria. I'm not saying Bulgaria is not really a strong country. It's not really that strong country, but Bulgaria can't help you win a long war. The Ottoman Empire has been there since like 200 or 300. I don't know how long they've been in this world, but they're going to collapse, and it's very soon because of the rebels in the Middle East. Germany was the one that has been carrying the Central Powers. Yeah, to be honest with you, that's my opinion. Okay.
Taking 25,000 prisoners, Allied troops soon occupy Damascus and Aleppo.
Damascus is in Syria, modern Syria.
On the Western Front, Marshal Foch orders a general attack.
Marshal Foch.
British, French, and American armies reach the Hindenburg Line, a line of reinforced German defences, and break through.
Oh, okay, now they're just pushing it.
Ludendorff informs the Kaiser that the military situation is hopeless and that Germany must seek an armistice.
Yeah, they made like a peace resolution like a year ago, but the military dictatorship.
Germany sends a request to US President Woodrow Wilson, who in return demands German withdrawal from all occupied territory and the Kaiser's abdication.
I see.
On the Italian front, the Allies deliver the final blow to Austria-Hungary at the Battle of Vittorio Veneto. The Austro-Hungarian army
Battle of Vittorio Veneto. Okay, I'm very, very sorry. The Veneto, okay.
Integrates, and 300,000 prisoners are taken.
435,000.
With the Central Powers facing collapse, the Ottoman Empire signs an armistice with the Allies at Mudros.
Goodbye, Ottoman Empire.
4 days later, Austria-Hungary signs an armistice with the Allies at Villa Giusti. At Kiel, the German High Seas Fleet is ordered to make a suicidal attack on the British Navy. But instead, it mutinies.
Mutiny.
Revolution spreads through Germany.
Yeah.
The Kaiser abdicates, and a German Republic is proclaimed.
Wilhelm II, right?
On the 11th of November 1918, a German delegation signs an armistice with the Allies inside Marshal Foch's railway carriage.
In a carriage, like this carriage in northern, was it northern France, or maybe it's around France and Belgium. This is in World War II. I actually saw this in the documentary in World War II. Adolf Hitler, that guy, when he invaded France, Netherlands, and Belgium, when they took down those three countries, they signed like an armistice. I forgot what they signed, but they signed it in the Anzac carriage where they signed the armistice in World War I. And after that, when after the I forgot who signed it, they destroyed that carriage because that what you call that makes them like remember the times, the humiliation of Germany in World War One. So that's just disgusting, you know.
Compiègne. It comes into force.
It's like a huge revenge, you know. It's a revenge. I made a lot of videos about the Mustache Man, but hey, he's pure evil.
11 a.m. But fighting continues until the last moment. American Private Henry Gunter is killed, charging a German machine gun at 10:59. He is thought to be the last soldier killed during World War I.
Okay, so I heard about this guy, Sergeant Henry N. Gunfer. The armistice will be applied after like a few hours, or maybe another day. He kept on firing at the Germans, and the Germans were like shouting, "Stop! Just stop firing!" But he kept on fighting, so they were forced to just shoot him down. It's just very sad, you know. My goodness. And after that, the armistice. What word was I'm not very good at my English, so I'm very, very sorry for that. I'm still learning, and but hey, this guy was highly decorated for exceptional bravery and heroic action that resulted in his death 1 minute before the armistice. 1 minute before the armistice. Oh God.
3 days later, in East Africa, German General von Lettow-Vorbeck,
Yes, von Lettow-Vorbeck,
surrenders his army on the Chambezi River.
he kept
For
on
4 years,
fighting.
he has tied down huge numbers of Allied troops, remaining undefeated while cut off from home.
Yeah, he revolutionized guerrilla warfare. It's amazing because he kept on. He's still fighting, and he hadn't lost like a battle. Did he? I don't know, but he revolutionized guerrilla warfare.
He is still considered one of history's greatest guerrilla leaders.
Guerrilla leaders was applied 1919. This is not peace. It was an armistice for 20 years. Marshal of Osh.
The Paris Peace Conference opens at the Palace of
there we go.
Versailles, just outside the French
The
capital.
Treaty of Versailles.
Delegates accept a
19th
proposal to create a League of Nations to settle future international disputes. The Versailles Treaty, signed in June, imposes harsh terms on Germany. Its military is restricted in size. It must pay war reparations to the Allies.
The troops in the Rhineland, near the border of France, is going to be removed.
It loses territory to its
To
neighbors.
Denmark, to Lithuania, to Poland, to Czechoslovakia, to France, and to Belgium.
And its colonies are seized by the victors.
German East Africa to Britain, Portugal and Belgium, Togoland and Cameroon to Britain and France, German Southwest Africa to South Africa. Oh.
Germany must also accept responsibility for the war in a war guilt clause.
Treaty of Versailles, Article 231. Germany accepts responsibility for causing all damage and destruction to which the Allied and associated governments have been subjugated as a consequence of the war imposed upon them by the aggression of Germany and her allies.
A source of lasting resentment in Germany. The boundaries of Europe are redrawn.
Oh, there we go. The signs of Austria signs Treaty of Saint-Germain-en-Laye. Hungary signs Treaty of Trianon. Bulgaria signs Treaty of Neuilly.
Poland re-emerges after 100 years of foreign rule,
There we go.
while Austria, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, and an enlarged Romania emerged from the ashes of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The Ottoman Empire is dismantled. New states, most under European control, are created in the Middle East. Here, as in Europe, the seeds of future conflict are sown.
Yeah, the Europeans were the ones that drew the borders, yeah.
While in the Far East, former German possessions in China are handed to Japan,
To Japan, not
to
to China.
China's outrage.
Yeah.
World War I claimed the lives of 9.5 million soldiers.
My goodness.
1 in 8 of those who fought. 21 million more were wounded. 7 million civilians also lost their lives. Huge areas of Europe were left devastated.
Wow. Makes
Old
them
empires
showing
vanished. New states were born.
Polish refugees.
Lives across the world were transformed. The world was never the same again.
Soldiers were different.
If you enjoyed this video, please
But first of all, after World War One, just a few years later, the sequel of World War One happens, and it's not about. There's now a meaning of. It's not. There's a okay. I just ended my video. There's a meaning now. It's about good versus evil. Oh my goodness, that series was fun. Okay, this series was very fun. So if you were with me in this journey, thank you very much. Like and subscribe for more videos like this, and goodbye. See you next video. I might actually react to a video that was actually recommended to me. So, or maybe, you know what, next video is going to be another part of our Pacific War series. Goodbye.